time with us. You've been here for a little bit, haven't you?
Yes, we've been here for about 2 weeks. I was here last year for natural games, so I kind of already have a feel for the feature. But this year, I believe the water is slightly lower, so it's been nice to alter my tricks to adapt to the water levels, and I've liked it quite a lot. I've been working on getting my tricky woos inside of a competition ride. That's been my goal for this year, and I achieved that in the US, so my goal is to achieve that on the national scale or international scale. So we'll see how that's been going. But yeah, I'm just really excited to be out here. This has to be one of my favorite places to train, as it is a little bit smaller and technical, but everything goes absolutely massive.
Yeah, have you got on the water as well, Mary Claire?
Yeah, I actually really like the feature. It's a bit tricky to begin with, but now that I've been here for a while, I've figured it out and learned some new tricks and gotten pretty big loops, and it's a lot of fun.
So we are joined right now by the Hargrove sisters, and I'm excited to have you guys come and take a seat and chat with us. We've all seen the progression that's happened with your family. My gosh, what a family. How is that to grow up with, and so much action and adventure that you guys have got going on? Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so having a family who's full of adventure has been phenomenal, and it's also, I don't know, it's really nice to have the inclusiveness with your family, and you get so close traveling around the world and also spending a lot of time in the US. We travel about 7 to 9 months out of the year, depending on where the World Championships is or where certain dealer places we're working for Jackson, NRS, or Warner. So that all depends, but having us all travel as a family, whether we're kayaking, hiking, mountain biking, it's lovely just to have the whole family have that inclusiveness as we've been kayaking since we were little.
Is it hard getting on the road, obviously, with the schoolwork and that kind of stuff, keeping up with everyone? How does that work?
Yeah, so we do homeschool. It's a bit hard to pack everything up, but once we do it a few times, we get the hang of it. And we are in a small space, but we love each other and we're all supportive, so it works.
Yeah, you guys are on the road in an RV, or is that right, or a camper van, and just going off and exploring, yeah?
Yes, so we have been in an RV. We just switched to the truck and trailer situation to make it more accessible for river runs or just for more places that aren't friendly for a big RV. So we just switched to that this year, which has been a learning curve, but we've figured it all out as we've been on the road for a month before going out to Europe. We were out in Colorado and stuff like that. So it's been phenomenal to kind of have that travel vehicle, so we're able to go on longer trips.
Tell me, where's your favourite places to hit up when you're in the RV or when you're out there?
Buena Vista, Colorado.
Yeah.
That's our favorite place to go. The town is just so beautiful, and there's 2 really, really good holes there.
Yeah. I think that has to be one of our favorite places in the U.S. to kind of drive from Columbus, Georgia.
Completely different landscape, I'm guessing,
Yes.
from Columbus.
It is a lot drier, a lot rockier, less CFS in the river. As everyone knows, Columbus, Georgia has a lot of big water, but no, the features there. I personally learned how to space Godzilla there. I had some of my first big competitions there, so it's been amazing to kind of grow up in that feature and have that town kind of as a second home, because we're in Colorado about a month and a half a year.
Nice. I'm going to hit the rewind button, and I want to find out a bit about you guys. How did you get into boating? Look, it's a super important part of our lives. We all know that, but I'd love to know how you guys got the bug.
Yeah, so my dad started before the Whitewater Park was made in Columbus, Georgia. Of course, he started in the little waves and in the flat water. And then once the Whitewater Park was made, we had this community start to form around. So my dad started, and then my brother, Mason Hargrove, threw on all of his gear because he wanted to be just like Dad. And then from there, my mom was like, oh man, if I ever want to see them again, I probably should learn to kayak because that's all they're doing. So my mom got into it, and then they surprised us with our first playboats. I was in the Shooting Star and she was in the Fun One. So from there, I started when I was 8. She was 6, and then we just fell in love with the sport from then. We used to do competitive dance, and then we chose one year, like, okay, we're going to try to go out to Colorado Tour. We're going to quit all of our sports, just try it for 1 year. Yeah. And then from then we haven't looked back, and we first year we went out, it was tent camping. It was a little bit hard with the whole family inside of the car and in a tent when it's really dry and dusty, but we made it work. And then the following year we got a RV, and honestly fell in love with the whole travel aspect and the kayak competitions. And then the community in the U.S. is just so inviting. Whether you're a beginner or you're the best paddler in the world, everyone's going to be so kind and teaching towards everybody. Yeah.
And for you having Columbus as your home ground, I mean, it's kind of a steep learning curve, let's face it. I mean, it's a huge wave. It's a stomping wave. And to have that in your backyard, you pretty much have to go from zero to surfing the biggest wave in the world pretty fast.
Yes. So my favorite thing about Columbus is how inviting and accessible it is to everyone, because you have the big eddy right at the island, so you're able to learn. I actually learned my roll down right there. So it's really nice how you can have at every single water level, there's something to do whether you're a beginner or an expert. So it has that really nice learning curve. So I personally feel out of all the places I've been that is my favorite place to bring a beginner to start off with. And of course you have the big scary wave, but it's so safe. There's no rocks. It's deep water. It's always warm. It's really, really nice. And I feel like if you start paddling there, that you learn really quickly. And then also on the scale of being a professional, we had a world championships there. Everyone fell in love with this spot, and everyone was so hospitable there, which I was very thankful for because that's my hometown. And then now we're getting another World Championships in the area. So fingers crossed from now until we have another World Championships, we can get some more beginners so we can have more paddlers at the World Cups.
Tell us a little bit about the area, Columbus. Obviously, you've got the wave, you've got upstream, you've got ambush, you've got Montgomery now, which is brand new and super exciting. I mean, there's lots of paddling around where you guys are, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. We have a few different features in Columbus. We have Monkey Wrench that comes in at like 4 gins, Good Wave that comes in around 3, and then Ambush comes in at 2 gins. We also have the river run down the Chattahoochee River, and at different levels it's like harder or easier, so it's really nice to be able to have the different spots to go.
And the amount of boaters that sort of flock there, especially flock from the north down to the south for the winter, and they hang out. I've only seen pictures of it, but tell us a little bit about the scene down there and what happens.
Yeah. So we actually have a documentary about it. It's called The Wintering Grounds, which is on YouTube. So if you want to go check that out, please do. Jeff Springer did an amazing job. I was actually just getting into surfing all the big scary waves whenever it was filmed. So you'll see baby snippets of me learning how to work on my back Pan-Ams and blunts. We would go and rewatch, and I just sit there and giggle the entire time. But yeah, it's amazing to see how many people come down to Columbus because we have the warm, deep water in the winter. We also get 1 to 2 to 3 flood stages a year, which brings us some really big waves. Some to call out would be like Southern Fried Steakout. We have Second Helpings, Donkey Kong, Middle Child, Wall Wave, and they're all different skill levels. So Wall Wave, for example, I would go out there with Chris Wing and learn how to do my roundhouses and stuff, where behind it is a lot easier. And then you step up to Southern Fried Steakout, which is a little bit bigger, but behind it there's no big holes. And then you have Donkey Kong, where if you don't paddle out of the way, you're going to go into this hole that's backing up into an island. So definitely different skill levels, but a lot of different people come down to Columbus in the winter, which is really nice because it's a big paddling family, and my house is always full, and so is the Wintering Grounds, which is really nice. Having friends all the way up from Canada. We've had some people from Britain come out. We've had people from all over. So it's just amazing to have kind of that grounding area when I'm not traveling. I still have those paddling friends with me.
And they're not just any randos, like we're talking big names make the effort to go down there and stay there. Right? I mean, like I've seen Steve-O, I've seen, as you say, Chris Wing, like a lot of big name and athletes decide, you know what, we'll go down there and enjoy that wave. And why not? Like, it is world class. It's such a fantastic wave. And cut bait.
Oh.
Tell us about cut bait. I've been worked there a couple of times. I know it.
Yes. So at One Generator Cut Bait, which is on the other side of the river from Good Waves, just literally right across on the Phoenix City side. One Generator, very easy, a little bit of rocky, but pretty chill. We'll go and run it with beginners and stuff. 2, 2 generators, it starts to get a little bit beefier. 3 gens is when the big action comes out. And I actually sit on that island and watch giraffes go by and get surfed and get hit, and it's honestly hysterical. But at flood stage, it turns into this super cool wave called supernova, which is really fast, tall, and steep. So if you get a huge pass, you are just going flying in the air. So my favorite level for that has to be flood stage.
Now, I'm going to take you back as well last year. Obviously, it was a very special moment. There was a lot of things going on. We'll talk about Columbus as well. But there was a moment that happened on the podium last year. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. So last year, I was able to bring home my second gold for World Championships. That was my last World Championships as a junior, and that had been a dream of mine ever since I won Columbus. I was like, okay, how hard can I work so that I'm able to get back on the podium, possible win, and just train super hard. So Mason and I had been working amazing. I had Dennis's help, and thankfully I was able to bring home gold with all the water changes. And I got my older brother Mason to give me my medal and my flower, and it was a big moment. He came up to me and gave me the biggest hug, and I'm just having tears streaming down my face because I didn't feel like it was real. Mason's crying. There's a picture of us giving each other a hug, and it's just like the biggest moment there. And it's something that I also remember before I go into competition, because when I won my first World Championships in Columbus, Mason jumped on the athlete platform, which he was not supposed to be up there, and gave me the biggest hug when I found out I had a victory lap, and I was also bawling my eyes out. So actually, before I go into competition, I think about those happy moments, and it helps me shake off the nerve. Gives me a little bit of confidence, and just knows that I have my family here as support, whether I do well or I don't. That's a good way I actually use to calm my nerves. So that's the big moment I think about all the time.
Such a special moment, but also something you'll never forget. For you guys as well as a family to have that real sense of being a part of every moment together. Does it get a little bit rowdy? Do you guys like, oh, you know what, yeah, you're not gonna? Do you a little bit of banter here and there, or is it all positive?
We try to keep it as positive as possible. Of course, there's some days where I'm like, I don't really want to get on the water today. But my brother's like, okay, McKinley, okay, you got this. We're going to give you a little bit of motivation. We're going to get on the water. Where other days is vice versa. He'll be like, I don't know. I'm like, come on, Mason, come training with me. So I really like how we're able to feed off of each other's energy. And then also with Mary Claire. America's been my training partner a lot also. It's amazing to have another girl to kayak with, because of course Mason's all big and strong. So me and Mary Claire chatting about the future and how we can finesse everything is really nice. But I definitely like how we were able to feed off of each other's energy, where if one person's having not the best day, we can cheer the other person up and say, hey, maybe just come watch, or maybe go do one ride, and go from there. And I think that definitely helps with, if you want to become a good paddler, go and do it all the time. Go ahead and be on the water, be beside the water. Every single thing you're doing beside the water is a learning aspect and a learning curve. So I definitely am very thankful to have my siblings behind me, whether I'm having a good day or a bad day, to help support me in the best way possible that I need.
100%, and something you said there is so true, that just getting on the water and being a part of it and enjoying it as much as you can is going to improve your boating. And a lot of people are like, I'm working on this, I don't know what. Well, just get out there, hey? Just get out there and enjoy it.
Totally.
Now, I want to talk about Team River Runner. Tell us a little bit about that. I've had a look at it, and I was scrolling through your Instagrams just then and just trying to have a look at it. It seems pretty awesome.
Yeah, so our family helps run the Team River Runner chapter in Columbus, Georgia. It's a big outreach that helps military get on the water for kayaking. So we do free clinics, or we just get people to have dinner together and just build a community out of it.
And these are guys and girls who have seen the worst of the worst, and they're...
Yes, it's active and non-active military.
It's really nice because the mental aspect of kayaking, it's so therapeutic. When I'm having a bad day, I like to go paddling, and it helps clear my head. So it's amazing to see what kayaking, whether you're inside of a boat, a supboard, a stand-up paddleboard, or just also a flat water boat, just getting them out on the water and having that community time where it's away from the military aspect of things is amazing. But it's a nationwide nonprofit, so there's lots of chapters around the U.S. We also have a Southeast rendezvous where we get all the Southeast chapters to the Nantahala. We're able to go around the NOC. We're able to go to the Tuckasegee, the Cartacay, which are awesome rivers I actually learned to kayak on. First time I ran them was that without spray decks. So it's a really cool river to get all the paddlers out there, whether they're really good and we're not teaching them how to teach. So when they get moved to a different location for the military, they have another team of runner to meet up with. So that community building outside of the military actual friends, I feel like really does help. And we've had some positive stuff out of there. And I have some people who are now like family who I'm able to go and boat with, or that are coming back and getting stationed back into Columbus. So I've definitely made a lot of family friends from Team Roadrunner.
That's fantastic. Now, I know you're working towards a big ride, 900 or so points. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I'm just getting back from a nerve damage injury in my AC joint. I hurt it last year at Natural Games, so it's a year from now. My first competition back, I was able to throw down a 900 and something, I don't forget what it was, point ride, which was a big surprise. After I threw the ride, I was like, no way. Like, I personally was a little bit nervous on the mental side that I would re-hurt myself or I wouldn't do as well, but I was able to pull it all together and throw some tricks that were a little bit safer, but I went for the big air. That was my goal. So that was my first 900 point ride, and of course I'd love to get that inside of an ICF event, but I'm also here just to show people that I'm still able to do as well as last year, and hopefully improve from my last year's ride at Natural Games. And if I get a 900 point ride, then I'm going to be absolutely stoked. And if not, I'm just excited to be out here with all my friends. Me and Mary Claire are the only Team USA athletes, so being able to represent our country as two females has honestly makes my heart so happy. I'm very, very excited.
It's very rare to have two females representing the country. Like, for a country that's so, it's a dominant sport with a lot of men in there, and to have the only people come across from America for this World Cup being you guys, and you're wearing another hat. You're a team leader as well. It's a bit of a mix there. It's like a lot to take care of today.
Yes, I definitely have my hand in a lot of different pots for the World Cups, but I'm honestly just so excited. And having, of course, I have Andy Jones, which is our actual team manager. She's in the U.S. She's here if I need her, if I call her, whatever. But I'm just excited to learn as much as I can because I've never been in this, I've never worn this hat before. So I think I'm very excited tomorrow for the team leaders meeting, just to sit there, listen, and get as much as I can out of it, because I've been kayaking for 11 years, but I'm still learning. Every day I'm out in the water, I'm still learning from all the internationals, still learning from the U.S. people. So I'm just taking it all as a learning curve.
Tell us a bit more about your injury. How did that happen? And tell us about your rehab.
Yeah, so I was doing a phonics monkey inside of competition, and I was a little bit fatigued because we came back from the World Championships, and I wasn't able to kayak as much the last few days I was in Platling because of the water level changes, and then I went straight into training in France, and I think I slightly made myself very fatigued, and then I went straight into competition. We had two competitions going on at Natural Games. We had Euro Cup and then also the regular Natural Games competition. But like I said, I was going for a phonics monkey. My shoulder is subplex, so it popped out and popped back in. From there, it pinched a nerve, which caused a little bit of damage. I didn't notice it at the time, I think because my adrenaline was really, really high, because I was a little bit nervous going into it because it was my first Europeans. But I took Advil and I finished the rest of the competition. When they got back to the States, I was in Idaho actually teaching some kids how to kayak, and I couldn't forward paddle without excruciating pain, and I was like, ooh, I definitely did something bad. And then I met up with my friend in Wisconsin, and she looked at my shoulder, and I had my whole arm like locked up for a whole day, and I couldn't straighten it. And she was like, "Oh, you either have an impinged nerve or nerve damage, or a little bit of both." So she unpinged the nerve slightly by popping my shoulder out and putting it back in. It was a
Oh,
little
wow.
bit.
Really?
She pulled it and whatever. But it ended up helping a little bit. And then I got back home to the States, and my regular physical therapist, Joel Stencil, he is phenomenal. Anybody in the Columbus, Georgia area coming to World Championships, definitely go hit him up. He is the best of the best. He was able to rehab me from October to April. He got me with physical therapy, with everything, the slow road, and got me built up to where I was able to go throw that 900-point ride as my first competition. So it was a lot of rehab, a lot of time off the water. Mentally, it was a big challenge, as I never have took that much time off the water. But, I mean, we made it through. We kept the positive side, and the whole thing I was telling myself while I was injured was, okay, what can we learn from this? What can I take the positive sides from this? Because I can sit here and cry in my room all day, or I can get up and work on things. So I ended up graduating high school. I start college in October, and I also am working on a few different projects. So it's been amazing to also kind of have that out of kayaking reach where I'm able to do other things, because I'm not just kayaking, I also have other things we're working on. So that was a big thing, just to step away, have a lot of coaching. I did a lot of coaching with some different kids, as we have different people adding to Little Shredders team. So I was able to mentor some more of the kids who lived in the Atlanta, Columbus, Georgia area, which I personally loved and make my heart so happy, giving back to the community a little bit more. But yeah.
That's awesome. Look, I have just absolutely loved this chat with you, lovely ladies. Just briefly, before we move on, I know that you guys have also done quite a lot with the Southeast Freestyle Tour, which is brand new. And I saw a bunch of posts about that. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so this year we were trying out a new thing because the water level in Colorado is kind of low this year. So we thought we would try a Southeast tour, and it turned out really good. We had a spot in Rock Island, in NOC, at Columbus, and at Montgomery as well.
Yeah, it's been something we've been actually talking about for years upon years upon years. We're like, oh, how cool would it be if we did a Southeast tour just like Colorado? And this year we just got with Whitewater Express and some of the other dealers and locations there. We're like, hey, this is our idea. Do you think this could work? And they're like, sure. So we put it all together, honestly, in not that much time. And we had an amazing show. We had so many different people from so many different places come down. We had people from Wisconsin drive all the way down just to have our 5-week tour. But like Mary Claire said, we had one in Rock Island, Tennessee, which we haven't had an event there in a very long time. We had one at NOC, which of course everyone knows that we've had a World Championships there. Also in Montgomery at the feature Mason and I built 2 weeks before. And then we also had 2 in Columbus. We had an ambush and a good wave. So it was a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's all. And it's the perfect place to do a tour. We all know, everyone knows about the West tours. That's been going on for ages, the Vales and there's a whole bunch of stuff out West. But to have now it come back to the Southeast and have an actual tour, that must be pretty special. It
was really special, especially having it in my region, the features that I paddle and I train on, was very special. We were very thankful to all the sponsors that got to put in prizes for us to kind of have the event to get people to come down, and also the locations for giving us money at each of the a lot of the freestyle features, the competitions did a little bit of a payout, which was really nice. And then we did an overall prize. So if you attended 3 of the events, you were put into this draw. And then if you win a competition, you get 5 points. If you get second, you get blank points, blank points, blank points, and it all adds up from there. So we also have the event, but we have an overall prize also, which was amazing to kind of travel with all of my friends to different events, just like we do out in Colorado. So definitely lots of kayaking, lots of competitions, but all of us Americans love it. We're always just out there learning before we come out to the World Championships events.
That's awesome. Now, I'm going to finish up with what's on the horizon for both of you. What's coming up, which we've talked a little bit about. You look like you're going to school and going to college. But tell us, for both of you, what's on the horizon?
So the next competition we have is going to be in Wisconsin. That's just a really fun community building competition, so it's going to be chill and pretty fun. But our next big competition is going to be our team trials. We're having that at the NOC in October, so I'm looking forward to that a lot.
Yeah, Mary Claire has been doing, I'm going to brag on her for a little bit. She's been doing absolutely amazing, and it's been phenomenal to see her progress and the confidence she has on the water during her competition rides. I taught her how to entry 3, and now her entry 3s are bigger and better than mine.
Nice, that's funny. It's taken over.
She's been doing amazing, so I'm definitely so excited to see her go for her second Team USA, and I know she'll do absolutely amazing at the NOC because she goes absolutely massive there, and all of her tricks are beautiful. So I'm excited to see her do that. But yeah, back to the question. I am going to be doing online university, so it's going to be all self-paced, all online. My brother actually goes to the exact same school, so it's going to be very nice to kind of have that flexibility where I'm able to still work on getting a degree but continue to do kayaking professionally, which I'm very thankful for the opportunity. But yeah, I don't have to try out for team, thankfully, because I won the Worlds, and trying out for an age group above is a little bit scary now that I'm out of the junior category. But I'm just super excited to continue to practice my tricks and work on getting the next big thing. So the next big thing would be working on tricky loops, lunar loops, and then combinations like that that I see all the other senior women throwing, and I get so inspired from. So that's the big next thing for me, is just continue to progress, and then also work on my shoulder and fully get the strength back in my arm and my hand. Yeah.
Ladies, we are 100% behind you guys. Being the only representatives from Team USA, it's going to be exciting to see you guys throw down. We can't wait for it. Good luck and enjoy Millau.
Yeah, thank you so much.